Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Disney Dungeons and Dragons. I am your Dungeon Master, August Schmidt, and with me are the amazing people here that you guys, you yet to really have like a name yet, but
nice catch.
The Disney D&D. We are streaming. Welcome everyone to the stream. Welcome you all here tonight. Last we met with this group, crazy things have been happening in Dizania. Dragons attacking at the New Year's festivals. Clerics are dead. People are in panic. And the King of Magentia, and more than that, the Sovereign Regent of the world, has just given you all a quest. Or rather, shall we say, a Venatore contract. To hunt down Dr. Facilier, whoever that might be. Last we met, some of the things you know, Esmeralda, you have actually seen this person's face. You saw Dr. Facilier. You were one of the only few that, when he arrived to make the deal with Barbosa, you were able to see enough under his hood of what he looked like. But in everyone else, Arthur actually will be getting a sketch drawing, like, because wanted posters are going out as we speak, of, like, kind of the, like, okay, this is what he looked like based off of eyewitness accounts. This is what we kind of know. And it won't look bad, but it's better knowing what he looks like. Beyond that, you all have more than just gold staked into this. Arthur has promised a variety of help, magic, support, and even of more deeper personal effects in figuring out this problem, because it is quite crazy. As we come back in on the scene, Arthur has just led you guys out. Oh, and I'm so sorry. Yes, hello to the chat. Thank you for thanks, chat. You guys are amazing. Remember, we have the secret thing that the players don't know about, but feel free to follow for that. Some secret stuff. Everyone goes to Twitch. You guys are escorted out of this like antechamber meeting room into a further antechamber, or rather just a hallway.
Are we being led by Arthur?
No. So Arthur has given you. So Phoebus actually, I think he gave you the scroll. And who got the gold? Because as a group, he has given you some like provisional gold, 50 gold pieces. To grab it. You would have gone to grab. Okay.
As he is still part child, I do not want to touch him.
I love
that he is poisonous, but I did want to see if I could see if he has a monster that used to scare him.
Monster used to scare him. Excellent. If you want, you can roll me a history check. So yes, Nick, if you want, you can then grab the gold. This is like kind of that party, like, hey, if this is a group going out, we're willing to sponsor 50 gold pieces just in that, like, food money, maybe get you on the road. But a lot might have to be gained from you all as you go. But some of you have, like, pocket money, too. It's not like you guys are destitute.
Well,
unless you're a fish.
Yeah.
Unless you're a fish.
As we see, so Arthur has given these items, the notes basically of like, hey, yes, this is an official thing. You know, I Arthur, have sanctioned this quest. A copy of the contract is given to you all with the full list. The gold has been given. Arthur is going back to this, what looks kind of like a war council. You actually see, as you guys are leaving, a map is brought in of all of Dizania, and like pins are being placed in different areas. Different like dragon tokens are being like moved around as the leaders of the world are trying to figure out what to do right now. Upon exiting, you are escorted out by what you now know as Sarabi, this general of the Tabaxian, the Magentian Guard. As she takes you out of the antechamber, she can give you guys a bit of brief information. Mike, did you make that roll?
Yeah, it was an 18.
18. This kid looks kind of like, so falling to a couple categories, you assume he's either afraid of being alone, and so like that loneliness, or he could be afraid of larger reptilians, because it looks to be one of those, because I'm not sure if he's that exact same kid, because it was a couple years ago, but like your mind's made like he could have had those fears. So it's one of those two is what you definitely latch on with. All right. Perfect. So yes, Sarabi can give you a bit of brief information and can help answer questions too. Yes, Esmeralda.
This is just kind of out of character. Didn't I have someone who's going to send a message back to
Yes.
my hometown, essentially, because I want to see if I can get in contact with Quasi, see if he's okay. Who did we lose? Who did we not lose?
Mm-hmm.
How much damage is done? Yeah, I know it's been completely leveled.
Gotcha.
Arthur has been so right now, and this is kind of explained. A lot of the messaging and sending, like magically, is down right now, but there are still other ways to message. Apparently, the head of council of Princess Snow White has the ability using these like magic birds that she makes to give messages, and so there can be a message sent off if you'd like.
Yeah. I would definitely want.
And so if you want that, you can have that on a scroll. Arthur's going to take it. It might be some time because, again, it's more like once Snow sends him a message, he can send stuff back.
Yeah.
But that definitely can be put on the list. So whenever a message comes back, it's going to be forwarded to you, if that makes sense, through the magic.
It's like an email where somebody doesn't have someone's email and you're just like...
I'm forwarding it on to whoever was there. Yeah.
I'll CC you to this email.
Yeah, right. Like,
yeah.
Per my last bird, I'm giving you this scroll, basically.
Yeah,
cool.
Chris,
Yeah,
it's
yes.
outdated the brick.
No, that's important to know. Cool.
So I was gonna break the window.
As you guys are now in this kind of hallway with Sarabi, again, this tabaxi will more just like there. Are there questions you guys have? Right now, it's been a long night. Actually, it's kind of like veering into that dangerous like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And so it's late. But if you guys have questions, or Sarabi has some like little stuff she can give you.
So, at this point, I might just be on a table in my bag. Would she notice me if I would just go like, hey?
In my bag.
She would. I mean, tabaxi are very perceptive, so it could be that like initial shock of like, oh, I thought this was a pet.
He just carries around his pet with him everywhere.
Yeah, the Eric Cochran's got a fish snack pet thing. Like, no.
Snack that smiles back.
Marlin.
He doesn't smile.
Marlin, though, as you call out to Sarabi, she can definitely turn, and it's kind of that fast. Oh, yes, fish.
Yes, hi, hello. My name's Marlin. I'm a clownfish.
Hello, Marlin.
I was just wondering, do you know when the nearest time we'd be able to go to the ocean is? I'm trying to find my son, and he's very important to me. I've had to go through a lot of dark things and gone in a lot of dark places to have to get him back. And I just need anything that could have a lead. I know that he has been taken by some dark eldritch creatures. Do you know anything about that?
It's a lot to process.
Please,
You
anything.
are a talking fish who is looking for...
I know I'm a talking fish!
No. I've gained this. I've gained that. I'm sorry. I'm just repeating back. You are looking for your son who's been taken by darkness, dark eldritch things. I am not an expert in the eldritch horrors of the world. So I would simply say to get to the ocean, nearest one's probably Sumani if you're traveling south.
Okay.
There is an ocean there, but beyond that, I don't know what else I could give in that way of assistance. That's not my realm.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you anyway.
I have a quick question for you. Are any of you guys going to be supervising us or kind of with us the entire time while we're there? Or are we good to do it however we want?
That is actually a good thing. It is up to you. I can send either myself or a messenger to you if you need anything. But for the most part, due to the nature of the country right now and the world, my services are needed here as well as many others. So we are going to offer this as an open contract for you to have. You, unless you really want someone to follow you, but
No, not at all.
no.
Perfect. And what kind of state do you need the doctor to be in when we bring him back?
Preferably alive, with the vials.
Okay.
That is the important part.
So we
For
will
me-
put the vials in him, and we will bring him back alive.
That is one way to do it, good sir.
We don't even have a lead. What are we gonna do?
You see, this is where she's. As far as we understand, not much is known about Facilier, but we know he has some form of contact. According to the King and the Imagineers, Facilier has been known to work with other individuals and more unsavory parts. So you might be able to find leads for him or other known allies, let's say, but in places that perhaps myself could not go.
Hey, August, I have a question for you. What would be the odds, say, I've sold drugs to him in the past?
So, you never know. Go ahead and make a history check. Trying to see, like, hey, did I meet up with this dude? Was I a dealer to him at one point? Yeah, no, that's
What's been going? I rolled a 19.
19.
I can tell you what and then it should be +3.
22. Here's what you know. You don't think, upon seeing this, and like as the court scriber like is quickly marking out Facilier, you don't think you ever have sold drugs to him. This is a very like individual phase.
Okay.
But what you're seeing is, and maybe on that history, if this dude travels in darker places, and if he's like making deals, like when Barbosa, he was doing something like probably not too legal, you know of places like that, of where to go. I'll say on 22, you actually know not too far outside of Magencia, there's a city not currently plotted called Thebes, which to anyone who goes through, it's Thebes. It's just a random city-state to the north. It's definitely the city where thieves gather. It's not as big in terms of like Agrabah. Like everyone's heard like, oh yeah, Agrabah and the Queen of Thieves that rules there. Like it's a shady place. But Thebes is one of those like hub sort of places where you could find basically any sort of connection because it's a main waypoint. You know, it's perfectly in between China, Magencia, Agrabah, Fantelet, right? A lot of stuff can travel through in this city-state area. So that could be one of those main places, though. It's like, hey, if this dude's sketchy traveling, anyone who's sketchy, like, I've been to Thebes before, like, it's that kind of vibe, right? Like,
Right.
anyone could have gone there at some point. So Robbie, in giving this then, just, this is what we know, that Facilier has this knowledge. He has these souls. The souls of Mordu and Shan Yu are dark creatures, dark beings that plagued the world in times past. Shan Yu was defeated almost 4 years ago. Mordu double that, and this is not very public knowledge, but due to a person of darker intent in Sumani at one point, their souls were rebound in a revenant form, in chance to try and bring them forth in the world. So we don't know if that's the goal with these souls, but that is something you could assume. Beyond this, you have your gold, you have things. If you need us, you have letters of marque that you can give in terms of messaging to us, but we do wish you the best. And Sarabi, a couple Tabaks here are coming. They're going to help escort you guys safely out of the castle. Because already, even in this hallway, a lot of people are moving through, is what you're noticing. There's a lot of constant foot traffic, whether people are carrying like maps into the antechamber you just came from, or even just like carrying medical supplies in and around. Because what you're kind of starting to overhear, and maybe even see through some of the windows, Petrum Superbia is quickly becoming like a, I won't say refugee hold, but like people who've been displaced by tonight or who are in panic are starting to like come here. And so a lot of chaos is starting to build in the castle. So Sarabi kind of gives that one last anything, sees this, gives you a very polite bow, and you guys can be escorted out of the castle.
You ever thought of dyeing your hair blue?
See, Sarabi, excuse me?
Blue hair.
That is not military regulation.
I don't know, not like rules?
Yes.
Oh, well. I got a
How would
friend-
I properly sneak up on a thief or someone breaking the law if my hair was blue?
Oh, easy. I got a notebook full of notes on how to do that with blue hair. I got a friend who does that for a living.
You see, Sarabi gets like a little twinge in one eye. Just good luck. You see, she turns, walks back into the kind of war council room, and she's.
She didn't even take the notes.
As the other tabaxi, these kind of like 3 or 4 like more tigerish people, in helping escort out. It is now about like that 1:30 time in the morning. I will say, I think so. Phoebus and Esmeralda, you guys have a room back at the Snuggly Duckling that you did pay for.
I wonder
Is
if
it
that.
destroyed?
That's what I was going to get to.
Was
You're,
mine.
it may not exist right now, or even if there's people back there, because when you left, there was not only the giant hole, a lot of the patrons and owner were getting medical attention.
Yeah.
Free nights?
So you guys could try to just go bunker down, or is there anyone else if you want to try to look for a place to lodge tonight?
Does Barbosa have a place to stay?
You actually see Barbosa has already slunk off. In the maybe terms of like, oh, he'll be back. Like this doesn't look like he's ditching, but it was just that like he's got a place.
It's time
that
to
he
go
would
sleep.
Are we not allowed to stay at the castle?
You could stay. It's just right now it would be very simple, like cot with a lot of people around
It's
you.
none of my business.
Would this place be a good meetup place to talk in the morning, where we are?
It could be, yeah. Like this
Very
could be that,
noticeable.
like, hey, we all meet here tomorrow morning.
Yeah, okay.
Cool,
Yeah, I think we should just sleep here. I mean,
On the
It beats
ground?
the outside most.
They're setting up like simple cots, pillows for people who
Oh,
don't have.
inside.
Yeah, this is like. Right now, it's still pretty cold, but like, there. What probably through magic, right? Maybe one of Arlen's advisors. There's been like a spell set up, so like heat's starting to slowly trap into like these courtyards. There are like multiple courtyards all around, and a lot of cots are being placed for people coming
we're
here.
still in like the castle area. We haven't
Yeah.
left.
Yes,
I
this
was
is a.
thinking more
mu-
like in the middle
Oh
of the
yeah,
street.
this
I'm
is like
the
a huge.
what?
Actually, sorry. Let me throw up the map of Magentia for you all, so that you can kind of get that idea of where you are. And Magentia. So Magentia, keep in mind, like this already is the size of like a normal kingdom, because this castle was created in lieu of so many. You guys are right now in this more southeast or southwestern tower area, where there's like a good like 18 courtyards surrounding each of these like more almost circular but still squarish enough building. As the rings of the city go out in their different like blocks. So right now what you're seeing is even in this area there's already like 40 or 50 people that are in a courtyard nearest you, and tons of cots are being set up. There's medical first aid, so you could get like a good simple long rest here under the protection of the castle.
Despite all the foot traffic.
Despite all the foot traffic, it might be that like every so often someone might be like, "Are you okay? Like, what's your name? Do you need something?" But it's not hard to be like, "Oh, here, order the king. We're just staying the night." Like, no one's gonna give you that like second eye because it's because the kingdom was just attacked.
Well, personally, I have a horse that is still lodged in the further ring, if they have not already brought it in.
Goat.
That is true.
And there's no closets and tents, so I'm out.
Closets?
Yeah, and there's... I think there's kids here.
closets?
Mike,
I
there
spent 3
are
years in
a
a closet
couple
once.
kids that have already arrived.
What?
Wasn't pretty.
Just like
I think
sounds like it would cause a mess.
I feel like maybe we should leave this area for those who really need it. There are people who are less off than we.
A lot of these people here, these are people covered in like ash or actual wounds, and maybe their like home was destroyed, or for other reasons. These are like not just like people; these are bad looking people.
We
So that's
deserve this place as much as they do. I've lost so much more than they have.
You also take up far
See a
less
dude
space
walking
than
by
most.
with like no
Alright,
fingers, just.
Then we can leave you here.
Well, he's kind of my ride.
What?
I'm his ride. I go wherever he goes.
Obviously, you're in a bag.
Well, let us find you a nice bed that is not being sought after by injured people.
Are you currently bleeding out?
In here.
Oh
So
my
you're
gosh.
fine. Let's move on.
Cool. Anyone who wants can give an investigation check. If it's whether to go back to like the snuggly duckling
I'm
at
going
35th.
back for Achilles.
I did
And my goat.
roll one, and it wasn't at 20s. So
Oh, I wanted
I
to.
don't know what I.
Mike, what I'll say is, in that initial maybe going back to some, because it's like, hey, I did have a room here, maybe like some of my possessions. It is a lovely hoveled little hole in the ground now, where there's a bed that like has still that ashy smell, and like a little bit of like snowish rainwater has dampened the bed enough. This could be a pretty decent place to sleep.
I also got a nat 20 on my investigation.
Dang!
I got a natural 19, so it's a 22.
Man, y'all are finding the good spots.
The snuggly duckling.
You find it for me.
Once you guys come back, there is actually a room that, unlike the upstairs rooms, like Mike, where the one where you're like, ooh, this is kind of a grossish bed. This might be nice. You guys find like there was actually not like a hidden trapdoor, but a door to a basement room area, possibly like where the innkeeper lives. That has plenty of bed. It's not destroyed. Like none of the like fire acid made it down here, and it could reasonably hold the 4 of you who would need to. Marlon being in the bag, and Mike just kind of being upstairs, just in an open moor bedroom.
I got a
Is
skylight.
Achilles accounted for?
Achilles is accounted for because no one and Kid the goat, no one had gotten to them yet in the night.
Sweet.
So in going back to Snuggly Duckling, you guys have found them.
I will bring them more towards the entrance. Actually, I'll just bring them inside.
You can bring them in. Oh yeah, like it's like a bad thing to say, but there is not a lot of like rules right now, and so no one's gonna look twice on. I'm gonna keep the horse by the bar.
I'll just tether him up to the bar. Achilles, sit.
Sit.
Good boy.
Kid starts chewing on the burned rug.
No, leave it.
I think he's fine. No one's going to use it.
I feel bad.
Just leave an extra gold on the counter.
And with that, you can all take the benefits of a long rest. As a lot of you were very low, very low.
I was very fine.
Top left corner.
I wasn't.
There were 2 things I was wanting to do before I went to bed. Real quick.
Yes.
Can I track down, see if I can track down Barbosa really quick? Or like, see before we went off. And...
Yeah, you can give me an investigation for that. Yeah, what's the other thing?
The other thing is I need to find a place to stay.
Right.
You don't want to stay with the group, you nerd?
Well, do I have a place to stay? Or can I stay with, what's his name?
So, here's what you know.
I only got a 12 to find Barbosa.
With the 12, you think Barbosa has maybe slipped down by the ports.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But in terms of like other people you might know, you do have a contact, Finnick, who might still be in the city.
Okay.
But to find him, it would be a investigation, because are the local hidey holes, which are like farther out in the rings of the city, occupied. because a lot of people are hunkering down right now. I mean, it's late at night, and so if they're not at the castle, and so it might be particularly full if people aren't already going out. So you can make investigation if you want to go down there and just like give that look around of like, hey, could I bunk out here?
First off, I want to try and find Barbosa.
Sweet.
See if I can find his ship, see where he's holed up.
Yeah, on the 12th, you head down Portways. After a while, you do lose the trail, more like not all the way to the docks, but about that like 50th, 60th ring of the city. Whereas it looks like the dude might just be walking. Because it's like, there was no... You followed past before, and so like on the 12, you're like, oh, this should be easy, right? Follow him to wherever he's going. The dude just kind of just walks, and it almost looks random. Like, not in the, oh, is he trying to lose me? No, the dude just kept moving until about that time, he is completely gone. So go ahead and make an investigation then for, like, hidey hole areas.
Okay. I should have had that one for Barbosa. 21.
21. You find a good slipping. There is a much rougher looking bar that has a subtle symbol of like a thieves guild above it. You can slip in, you can give a code word, and as you knock, you see the satyr that runs the bar. Gives you that knowing nod, kind of gestures to the back. Going through a curtain that just leads straight downstairs, you enter the thieves guild area. What you see is tables are littered with loot. There's been a ton of looting tonight. What you're noticing right now is there looks to be like maybe a place or two where you could like, you know, coin your job for a room for the night. But for the most part, it is almost at capacity. So you could try to get in, but it might be hard if someone else is like, I want a room. Here's like 20 bags of sugar that I stole tonight, and that looks better for them. Because, you know, with thieves, it's more that honor amongst thieves of, oh, we'll give you a room, but if someone's got a better deal. So if you want, you can ask for a room. What you're noticing is the satyr upstairs, there is a female satyr down here who looks probably like either like that familiar relation. They're very similar in their jawline, kind of that same yellowish hair. This female satyr, you see she's going around. As someone comes up to you, just, hi, what can I get you? You need a drink? You need a job?
Hey, how's it going? Has Finnick dropped by today?
Finnick, hey, she gives a little call. Yeah, I think he was here a couple hours ago, hon. He's headed out though. You need him for something?
Yeah, I was just seeing if he got all the stuff we were grabbing.
Okay. Well, listen, if you want, do you want to meet him here? Do you want me to send out a little calling card?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll give you that. Need a drink? Need a room?
Yeah, absolutely. I need a drink and a room. That would be perfect.
All right.
Unless you guys are full, I wouldn't want to intrude on anyone.
No. You pay him with job, you pay him with cash.
I'll be paying with a bit of a favor. And I reach into my pocket and I pull out a quarter of the drug that I had originally.
Ooh,
I just
okay.
say, like, I'm gonna hand it to her and I say, wink at her and say, just make sure your brother doesn't see it, right?
You should just give me a persuasion check. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. Persuasion +5, 23.
23. You should. Okay, all right. Slips the undershirt. Well, go ahead. I'll have some stuff sent. You're gonna be in room 12. That's gonna be 3 floors down and 1 to the right.
Perfect. Thank you. Just put my hands in my pockets and walk down.
Go on in. Simple room. It's a bed. It's everything. But what you notice, the door, heavy lock stuff. In a thieves guild, you don't want people stealing your shit. It's that
Speaking
very
of
nice.
which, was there anything on the table that was kind of loose?
Not really. Here, because if you're gonna try to steal in thieves guild, that goes really bad sometimes.
No, for sure.
But it's more like the divvying up of like, hey, I took these jobs. Here's what I gained back. And so a lot of stuff's being passed. It's like, okay, who else was in the job? What's your cut? What's your share? It was a lot of like mathematicians and accountants up there.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do anything.
Let's give a quick roll. Yeah. About an hour passes and you do hear a knock at your door.
Right.
There is a people. And through looking through, it is Finnick, a much smaller kitsune man.
Perfect. Can I check and see if there's anyone else?
You do a quick check. It looks pretty just like normal busy. Thieves don't have normal sleep schedules, believe it or not. So going through, there's still like a couple people just coming in and out of rooms or knocking. There's also maybe some people like, oh, that man is very scantily dressed for knocking on a door at this time. You know, just like your classic, like maybe like unsavory business is happening. But Finnick does seem to be alone. He doesn't have any like other partners or people you know with him.
Right. Okay. I'll open the door for him and say, Finnick, buddy.
Nicky. You see, he is dragging a thick old fat root cigar. Nicky.
Did you see me on the way to the castle?
I did. I got you. Know.
Yeah,
you see,
perfect.
he slips out a small bag of holding he has.
Uh-oh.
Just, we made out like kings.
Oh,
turns in-
yes.
Go ahead and add 49 gold.
Perfect.
29 silver. And you see, he also actually pulls out. He's like, hey,
How much silver?
29 silver. You do see though, he pulls out. He's like, hey, get this. If I ever become respectable, I'm now the owner of a couple bars. He has some deeds to bars around city.
Oh no.
There you go. You might become
Is one of them the deed to Toad Hall?
You might very well become a respectable person someday.
Hey, sure, on a 99 percentile, sure, it's the ones to Toad Hall.
Yeah!
My dude owns the bar named Toad Hall.
Let's go.
Crazy. But yeah, you see, it's no, you kidding me? So he's back to the owners, triple the price.
There you go.
Hey, so now tell me, why was one of my star boys being escorted to the king's castle? Pulling a heist or a little bit of law trouble?
I got in trouble with the raid that came in. Do you know what was going on with all those dragons?
Listen, all I know is the dragons up in the sky kept my head down a couple minutes, and next thing I know, everyone's running around scared. Time to work. But I saw you and you gave me the signal. You were fine, right? Look at you.
Of course.
Fingers and toes, all intact.
I was like 1 HP away from dying.
Oh my goodness. Hey, isn't that our life? Right? Am I right?
It was
Am I
close.
right?
It was good. It was fun. I got paid for it though, and I flip
Ooh.
out. I take out the platinum piece. I say
He gives a. Ooh, that is a newly mint. All right.
it has a certain there's certain magical properties to this thing as well.
Oh shit! Did I just eat Did you just make me look at magic coin? Did you just? Did I just
someone
look at
else
magic?
licked it earlier, so I think you're fine, and I wipe it off. On
You trying to give me a disease, Nikki? You
hey,
don't-
if it happens, it happens. It is what it
Hey.
is.
I can't pay another cleric. Did you hear? There's no more clerics around here. When I want to go have fun and when I want to go get cleaned up after, there's no more clerics. They
What happened to
killed
all
them.
they killed all the clerics.
There's no more. There is one. I've heard one dude.
Oh, tell me it's Bobby.
No,
Dang
dead,
it.
dead. You actually know because some of the clerics of Hermes who would heal rogues kind of on the sly, Finnick explains to you, they're dead. He's heard like the Temple in Agrabah, they're dead. They've been murdered. You see, he says one dude in the castle I hear, but like one of those party dudes, a Dionysus priest. That's it. I don't know what to
Was
do.
it the government that got Bobby, or was it?
I don't think. Listen, I think life is crazy. When
That's
everything
crazy,
goes to shit in the world, I don't know. I don't think it's government when there's dragons. Do you think the government hired the dragons?
No.
Okay, yeah, you know.
I mean, they could have.
Hey, that's a conspiracy.
I'm not saying.
That'd be a good
I'm not
conspiracy.
saying anything.
You think that I think the dragon could.
I mean, I talked to. I
Hey.
saw Morgana with Arthur and them. She's kind of sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a fat cat that can hire dragons, I hire dragons, do a little infrastructure. Hey, this could be a good con. I'll save this if I ever own a dragon.
And there you go. You own a couple bars.
You see, Finnick actually does draw stuff. But Nikki, in all seriousness,
Yes, what you need.
you good? Cause what was going on in the castle?
If I'm being fully honest, I needed to talk to you about this. I'm going to be gone for a few days. There
Okay.
is a certain person of interest that was at the bar that the king is. That because I saw him, the king is sending me and a couple of other goons to go get
Nikki,
him.
you always lie.
Listen, it's just money. It's just 10,000
You're a
gold.
witness.
10,000 gold. is a
Nikki,
good
do you
amount.
know what we do to witnesses?
I didn't
We
say-
make sure they ain't witnessing again.
I didn't say anything.
Jeez.
It's just gold.
So,
alright?
did they
it's
put
gonna
you-
be a 3-day job. I'm gonna get 10 grand.
3-day job?
3-day.
3-day job. Is this a contract?
Yeah, I pull it out.
All right. He's like, okay, no
I'm
shit.
alright with-
A Venatore
I'm like,
contract?
before I give it to him, I'm like, you can't show this to Jimmy or Tommy.
No, of course not. Hey, do I look like I'd lie to you? Of course I would, but I wouldn't show people things.
My man.
See, he takes contract. Okay, you got official Venator. Okay. Shit, 10,000?
10,000.
What's the cut? How many? How many in the job? Just these people?
There's just like 1 or 2 other guys.
Alright.
I'm getting the majority of it.
All right, good job.
And there's a couple of other bonus things on the side that I'm gonna try and grab.
Well,
It's just I'm just doing it for the money.
okay. Well, fine. If it's just a job, just be out of town. That's okay. Hey, that's life. Listen, if you're leaving though, I want you to give me a stash. Okay? We don't need any more road salesmen. And I know you could sell good, but that, hey,
I'm trying to go to Thieves. I think that's. I'm
listen,
gonna make bank in Thieves. I was about to ask you that as well. Can you grab me some more 8 balls and a couple shots? I can go on a road trip, bring back with tons.
listen, Nikki. I don't know. You haven't been a traveler since so long. I would
I have a
feel
good feeling about this.
if
3
you-
days, I could turn it into a week.
if you get hurt and the product's lost, I'm in trouble. That's on me. And what if it's not 3 days? What if it takes 4 and then it's on me? You gotta have time to.
Okay, I was lying. I'm sorry.
Okay,
There's
okay.
like 7 other guys.
7 others.
It's just the money.
You
Every
took
job
a
is the
7
money.
job, Nikki.
It's
Ah, you're killing me, kid. All right. You're going to Thieves.
I'm gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. I'm gonna make bank. I'm trying to get a little extra money on the side.
Okay.
But when we're not looking for this guy, I'm gonna get some money.
All right. I'll put some word out. We'll make you a traveler for now.
Thank you.
But listen, don't you let these people take your cut. If this is a high profit reward questing thing, like you say, I'll trust you. I've known you. But if it's not, you know who you got to answer to.
This is kind of an awkward situation for Nick because he's like, the real reason he's going is for the opportunity to become human
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
So he wouldn't take this job otherwise. Listen, it's just another job for money. It's just how it is.
That's what I'll tell him.
Good.
All right, Nikki. Hey, wait here. I'll bring you a little traveler's pack.
You got any extra set armor? So have
You see, you look at this 1 foot tall fox.
And
Do I own armor?
you back at your place?
I know back in my place, but I can't get there right now. It's hot on the outside. That's why I'm down here. Listen, help you if I could. I'll get you a traveler's pack. Get you a couple of everything. Give you a whole work. I trust you.
I'm telling you, the people I'm going with, we're gonna attract a lot of strange people.
Ouch.
You see, he pulls, takes out a small little dagger. Does it not like actually cut himself? It's more just like that symbolic. Places the flat of the blade on hand.
Right.
All right.
Flip it out.
All right. Now listen. And puts the dagger. Sounds good. Trust you, boy.
Thank you.
You're good. With that, we'll cut. You know, he'll give you the pack at some point in the night, and you can get your rest.
Perfect.
For everyone else, you wake up much later in the morning, right? It's kind of almost 9:10 now. But as you guys are awake, you see the sun is shining. It is now the second day, the official first day of Elysian in the year 9261. As you all get up, you can converge back at the castle. It's pretty easy. Again, a lot of foot traffic in and out. As you arrive, you can definitely bring Achilles and Kid, Phoebus and Esmeralda. But as you guys approach, you see each other eventually. After a while, Nick, you show up, you see the others, and you guys are all back together. What is the goal? What do you guys want to do?
So Oh, am I there right?
Yes.
What did Finnick grab me?
So Finn Grabby, it's a traveler's pack. I'll send you specifics. Basically, it has about 4 hits of all 6 major drugs on the market.
Perfect.
Including extra now of what you got with the Nightshade that you already had.
Also, could I grab a breastplate to hide under a jacket?
For a breastplate, you might have to buy those because a lot of thieves work in like the leather.
Right.
For a breastplate, it's not hard. You would just have to probably go shopping for it.
Okay.
Cool. So
I'll be
again,
able to do that on the
what's your plan? You guys have
Oh,
openness, so to speak.
Where are we going?
so I'll walk up to you guys. I'm excited for this.
Now, where have you been?
What do you mean? I live here. Anyways, this time when I come over to you guys, I have a much different outfit. I have like a big white jacket and kind of like green pants, and then a red scarf, and then a green shirt. No reference to anything, and red boots. And then I'm gonna say, okay. So if we're gonna be working together, we gotta know what we all bring to the table. We gotta know how to work together. We gotta know if we can trust each other.
I'm sorry, but the last time I trusted anyone, it got very bad for me.
Well, what happened?
We got attacked by dragons.
Oh.
You were there.
Sorry, I can't
Who
keep
was the person that betrayed you during the dragons?
It was me. Accidentally
Who
got
is
a-
this nut?
He's, I guess, a former acquaintance, a formal acquaintance.
Formal acquaintance, of course. Okay, perfect.
So like a friend.
No, the best of them. I don't do
It
friends.
sounds like
Launchpad hugs the bag. Just
Don't
We've talked about this
start my
Launchpad.
outfit.
Can I like pull these two aside and be like, so as the only 3 normal ones here?
as this Cyclops goblin looking thing, as the normal ones.
No,
What are we gonna do?
you can't ditch them.
Well, we're all in a contract together, meaning we have to, by the laws of all that is right and just, we need to work together and trust each other.
Are you saying this in the group?
I
of
know a
you
bit
three?
To
about
everyone.
contracts.
I kind of said that out to everyone.
Yeah, you know contracts.
I know contracts.
The goat is looking at him very suspiciously.
Oh yeah, I'll say Achilles
Right on.
and Kid have both been like subtly smelling you, just like
Kid, that's rude. Stop it.
Achilles,
well,
lick.
Ugh.
To answer your question, Mr. Fish, you don't really
These-
need to trust
yes.
anyone
That
if
is
you
a
know what they
horse.
truly want, right?
And that.
I
That's a
guess.
goat.
What are you trying to get at?
If I know that you truly
Do they
want
scream?
subject A,
The goat does.
I don't need to trust you
Kid
in
screams
any other way. I just need to trust that you're gonna try and get to A.
I pull out my gear.
That's true.
goat screams do nothing.
And I'm willing
like
to do
not even
anything
a
I
thing.
can.
This
to
is
do
just a natural noise. It's not like
so
a
these
terror.
laws. I'm not going to be about that. Launchpad and I, we do our own thing.
Well, you've already signed the contract.
We do, but we're going to do it our way.
Which means your way.
No.
Thank you. I like pat you on the shoulder. I think we're going to get along.
I think so too.
Do we have to bring the fish?
He signed the contract as well.
I guess that's true.
Now that we are an official Venatore party, I am obligated to stick my neck out for you, let's say.
Unfortunately.
Not a good idea.
You can stretch your neck out. I know a guy who can do that.
What's your deal, Gremlin Man? What do you do?
He has
Mike.
a name. I would assume so.
Yes.
You just say it once, no one. I love that.
Oh, what's the stream link my roommate wants to watch?
Oh shoot.
Gus.
Goss.
Goss!
I think if we're
you!
I think if we're all gonna be working together for a few days, we need to know A,
Pull up right now.
what we bring to a fight, and B, why each of us are truly in this contract.
And why are you so willing to be a part of this team now, when before you were trying to con us?
What are you talking about?
I know what you are up to. I know one of my own. You are up to evil.
One of your own. Okay, so you're just gonna out yourself
I
like that?
think we should start by introductions. Hello everyone. I'm Launchpad, and this is Marvin.
Marlin.
He's the guy who he can. I've never seen an octopus in real life, but if I had to guess, it's what he can do. And me, I can get you from place A to B as long as I have anything with a wheel. And
Does he mean horses?
Nah.
Some sort of cart, I think.
I see.
What's
They're
a,
both car junkies.
I know cars.
what the hell is a car?
Well, all things aside, it's a pleasure to meet you, Launchpad and Marvin.
Mom.
I think he said his name is Marvin.
Marlin?
Marlin.
Marlin.
I'm a clownfish.
We know. It's okay.
Well, I am Captain Phoebus.
amazing.
Phoebus means sun god, but that's not important.
Oh my gosh.
Esmeralda.
Nick Wilde.
You didn't say your skills.
That's true.
I am good at not letting you get hit.
Perfect.
I am very protective.
I'm good at hitting things discreetly. And magic, actually.
I'll get us anywhere we need to be.
Isn't that
That's
you
what
said?
I do.
Discreetly.
In smaller areas, discreetly, exactly.
Oh, okay.
I would assume at least. You seem like the type.
Fear
Beach
tactician.
ball. Your turn, beach ball.
I think you said his name is Mike.
Yes.
Mike, all right.
Fear tactician. I threw fire on a dragon.
Nice.
Right fear. Or
I was quite scared.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
I help out.
Perfect. So it seems like we got 2 more long-range magic type users,
Sure.
2 close-range brawlers, and then 2.
I mainly specialize in illusionary.
You said you can stab. things.
Yes, and illusionary.
Well, anybody could stab something with something sharp.
He makes a fair point.
But do you do it often? Like, how in your day-to-day?
Do you
how
do it often?
how frequently
I
would
don't
you
do it
say you
often.
stab people? Exactly. So we'll keep you on the back. We'll keep you in the back.
I'm
And then we'll-
more of a pacifist, so can I be in the back?
I'm not
I
so
do
sure
a lot
about
of
this,
the
guys.
fighting in this
group seems
relationship.
lovely.
So
We're
are we just
screwed.
gonna stand
Looking forward to
here?
working with all of you.
Perfect.
We're screwed.
Speaking of which, I guess I must trust you guys if we are in the contract together. I do have a somewhat of a lead on where I think the doctor can be.
Lead the way.
All right,
What?
the doctor.
Oh.
Now I must make sure that you all promise not to share this information with your family.
I don't have one. Well, I do.
Perfect,
It's,
so
it's
that's
rather
one.
large.
Oh.
and I don't know if they're alive
So it's
anymore. So.
one or the other. We're going to Thebes. Anyone heard of it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Say it.
We're going to meet a bunch of
I'm
thieves.
new to this.
Why
you-
thieves?
You kind of lost me.
I know absolutely nothing of your world.
So
Where are you
Thebes
from
is,
again?
I pull out a map and I point to where it is.
Oh.
Not technically supposed to be here, but it is, and that's where I think he'll be.
Very well.
Monstropolis,
Which is.
the 3rd layer of hell.
Moving on!
Oh.
Taking care of all contracts and scaring children.
So, speaking of fear tactics, his little gets on my nerves. So you're saying down there are more things that can...
Yeah. I know a guy who has like twice as many. It just goes. Blah, blah, blah.
Esmeralda,
But he only scares children.
you
You're
see
an adult.
coming out of the sky,
That's
there is a
That's
small blue bird that as it comes down to you, what you notice is there is music coming off of it, like
That's
a light
annoying.
whistle. And as it lands close to you, you see it like opens its beak and
Ugh.
turns into a scroll, lands by your feet.
I pick it up and I start to read.
This is a scroll from Sumani, basically in care of Esmeralda for purposes. This is from the larger portion of the Genasi. Basically, what you get is that the Cathedral of Zeus has been ripped to the ground. That actually a lot of the Genasi, you see they're talking about they might move because it's that like, hey, without a lot here, maybe we start traveling some more. You know, every so often they do this, but it's that like, especially now, this might be.
So like, have they invaded the what is the city, the Undercity called, where they all are? I'm trying to remember.
The Circle of Miracles. The
Court of Miracles.
The Court of
like,
Miracles. That's where they are at right now. The Court of Miracles, and not just that, a lot of refugees have gone down there. What you get though is no one knows where Quasimodo is. That, if anything, in this note you see, it's kind of that good thing, because it's easier to account for those dead. Because a lot of people, you're actually in reading, all the priests of Zeus and the clerics were killed, as well as a couple of the paladins that were there trying to protect them from these two dragons that showed up. But what you're getting is no one knows where Quasimodo could be, as well as in terms of just like overall stuff. Sumani is in this like intense, what's the word? To use a real world example, pandemic panic. Where go buy toilet paper, buy stuff,
milk sandwiches.
Right. This is in this world where Sumani had a pandemic before. Right now, everyone's buying as many health potions, buying like curse be word, dragon be gone. Half of it's fake, right? But it's like because there's so many
people are selling it.
There's so many merchants and capitalists down there. It's that like quick that everything's this madhouse of like buy. Because it's not like there's no clerics, we're all gonna die. I want a health potion. No, I want a health potion.
So, just to be clear, Esmeralda was kind of like the head of the church there, or like had she taken up that role, or what was essentially
in an unofficial role? Yes.
Yeah.
After
like, obviously the priest was the head.
All the stuff that had gone down with the last
burning of
priest.
Yeah.
Him. There hasn't been a lot of official stuff. It's been more that like, let's all take on this role of the church. Like, you know, all of us are, you know, in accordance with praising Zeus. And you were just that like, hey, I'm a matron who can help. And so right now, what the note would say is there's a lot of uncertainty to, do we rebuild? Like we should, but like none of us are.
Wasn't there supposed to be
sustained?
7 of us? Yeah. Where's that other guy? I don't trust him.
Oh. Can I try and find Barbosa again?
Roll investigation.
Okay.
I'll definitely let Phoebus read the note.
Crap. 9.
Yeah. Phoebus, you get this as well. You knew some of the paladins. They were like unofficial members of guard as well, but they just worked more with the temple.
Yeah.
As you're reading, you guys see Barbosa actually is walking up. Doesn't look tired or anything. You see, he just kind of gives that cordial nod and is now here.
As Shelby, it pains my soul because Notre Dame is that, and it's so pretty, and my entire soul is like, no, it's gone. The same with Esmeralda, but I'm like, just
life
like,
imitates art imitates
pretty
life.
artwork is gone.
It is huge. The world is still reeling. Like, even right now with the people that are talking, like, everyone's like, what the heck? What does this mean, right? Like, everything in the world, like, all these connections.
Can I somehow send a message back in any way? Is that an option?
This was a one-way. Basically, what Arthur could do is, like, I can send off the message of, like, who's safe, all these things, like a note you could have given. But it's once it's here, the magic has ended, because it would be a lot of insane more magic to keep going. This isn't your normal sending spell, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, Barbosa is here. He's not saying much, just more like ready. You see he's like strapped up, ready to go. And you guys have options. What would you like to do?
I ask him, I didn't catch your name.
Barbosa.
Barbosa. Well, we've all been talking about what we do. I'm the guy who drives. What do you do?
I can cut a man from gullet to mouth and have him dead before he hits a deck.
Now this guy I like.
You get that little ping. Well, just
never mind.
You see, he gives it. You be a strange fish.
You be a strange man.
Fair.
Perfect.
So we
We
only
got a
have
jolly old bunch of weirdos.
one clan.
Well, if we're ready to move, then let us move. And he just full armor, just like swings gracefully up onto this war horse,
I
and
back
just
on.
lifts Esmeralda onto the back.
Hey, yo! You got any more horses?
no.
No. Unfortunately, I only have the one horse. I don't technically consider owning him. He just pets Achilles' neck. There's a strong bond of friendship between a horse and a man who have served wars together.
It's weird. As I pet kid,
Who's-
And-
yeah.
You're holding your
I'm like
goat.
I'm just like petting a goat that is mostly
And
sentient.
calling their
He's a
relationship.
and
little
calling their
crazy.
relationship.
Right.
It's not normal.
Well,
Can I go to find a horse rental place?
Yeah, there's some more. Bit of ways. Back to.
You know, I can give a ride
Jiu-jitsu.
too. I can lift both of you, I'm sure. It's what I do. If I'm not driving a vehicle, I can be the driver.
you feed the vehicle.
Here's what you get. Heading out of the castle, just a little ways west, just into the city, you do come upon a stable. In looking through, they have a variety of horses right now. In terms of rental, horse rentals are like 2 cities. So there's stuff like, hey, this horse, if you're taking it to Agrabah and back, all this other stuff. But what you see is they have horses. If you were to, 1 second, sorry. Yes, you have horses that can go to specific towns. You do have horses you can buy, and then there are horses where they have kind of that magical rent contract, but it does say like new on that, like in terms of like this is a newer system, so do with that as you will. So you come up right now. A riding horse is 75 gold pieces in the current market. So if you want to buy one, it's that. To rent one, it is 1 silver piece a day.
Okay.
But that is also for like specific cities. For an open ride horse, like with this weird magic, the salesman basically explains, we put a spell on your person where it like will subtract the coinage at the dawn of every day. And it will just subtract 3 silver pieces from you, and until you return a horse, and we, end the spell with what we have.
You're telling me you're gonna put a spell on us when we go out on our trip? Like, is it a tracking spell or anything?
Very much so.
We're gonna go with the silver piece a day thing.
Alrighty. What city you head to?
What's the one just past Thebes?
In terms of what's past Thebes,
We're going to Thebes.
yes, we are going to Thebes. There is China far, far up north, which is like on the way, but there is like Athens, which is like super close outside the city, but it's like there's Athens, and then it's like close enough then to Thebes.
So how long of a trip would it be to Athens versus China?
To Athens, day's journey. That's like a simple day. China, you're dealing with about like 3-ish, 4 days on horseback. And then of course it's like either backtracking back into Thebes, of course, or if it's like on the way, stopping and then finishing, or however you want to do it.
I'm gonna tell them we're going to Athens, but we might be there for a few days.
All right. We have stablery set up there. Cool. I'll just silver piece down payment. How many horses?
2.
Okay. You see. Cool. You can pay the 2 silver. And
I'll pay the 2 silver. We just need.
yeah. Cool. You have 2 rental horses.
We're both small.
Yes, like you both could do one, and then Launchpad, you would take up a whole horse on your own.
Well, I'm sure 2 can fit on ours.
I could fit.
Yeah, here I'll hold the fish, and you can be on with Launchpad with beaks.
I don't trust anyone holding me besides Launchpad.
I've helped you.
It's not you per se. It's
I was
because
joking
I
around,
don't.
Fins.
I have
wouldn't
delicate
want to
hands.
touch you.
It's not you. It's me.
Cool. Do you guys want to head out? You have your horses?
Yeah, I think we're all good to go.
Sure. I'm
Excellent.
on the back of the horse since I have no idea what.
You
You're
mean
right.
I can hop on top of this? You got it for me?
By all means, friend.
Launchpad, you fully get on the horse, and it's until you start clapping you are backwards. It doesn't take too much. You can right yourself. But you guys head out of Magencia. It takes a minute. Most of the day's journey is actually traveling through Magencia. As, of course, roads are packed. You do see at one point leaving the city, a large shaft of light appears over the castle Petrum Superbia. And what seems to be figures descend out of the clouds, like with angelic wings, and start like landing in the courtyards. Whatever that could be. Stuff for other sessions. But as these things descend, still heading out of town, eventually, it is closer to midday. You have reached the northern bridge. And upon starting to head out of town, you do see a couple things. Out across a distance, especially kind of like a lot of these lands, Dizania has a lot still to be developed in terms of like land. That a lot of these rolling hills going outward, until you get far enough up into like the Moor area of China, like out to the west and east with the forest, this is very open. So upon coming out, you guys are able to see in the distance there do seem to be things in the sky. But nothing seems to be on any of the major roadways like leading to Athens. It is just things that out in the countries and fields, there are now winged creatures that abound.
Could I roll perception check or like insight to see what they are?
Go for it, yeah. Anyone that wants to, really.
Arcana, history, or religion?
I got a big eye. I might as well.
Arcana, I'm not sure. History, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a quick Nick moment. Upon seeing, like, while we're riding, just seeing the devotion of these two friends and, like, these two lovers.
21.
Nick is really quiet and just kind of, like, looks at them sadly every once in a while.
He's got Mike.
Yeah, Mike, you just gotta watch this.
I got a 14.
21, 14.
I just found out you can.
You're good, yeah.
Yeah, no, neither am I.
Anyone?
What skills?
It could be like perception to kind of look at these, or like even history or insight, like, oh, what's going on?
What's that going on, fellas?
What's up? 18. 8.
8.
Mike,
Whoa.
winged creatures.
I got a.
Well, I
15
can see
for
that
my
it has
history.
wings.
15.
That would
Marlin. These do seem to be much bigger than birds. On 14, it's like, if I can see them, but I can't tell, but those are big.
Launchpad, I don't think those are little fellas.
Launchpad, on the nat 20 from the night before, you're like realizing these things might be those same creatures that attacked, but bigger. And Phoebus very easily, oh shoot, there are dragons in the countryside.
Eyes to the skies, lads, there are dragons about. Here there be dragons.
Here there be dragons.
I only got one eye.
Dragons!
Mike, yeah, on
Eyes
the
to the
8,
sky.
blinking. What? No, they're too far away. Perception-y, like.
Bird.
Um,
I just learned what that was yesterday.
It's a dragon.
Does it look like they're coming
Oh,
towards
like
us at all?
The thing that we can fire.
nothing right now. It's
Yeah.
just outside of main roads, there do seem to be dragons.
Are they aggroed at all?
Not really. It's just more like they're weirdly close. Like normally you'd never think you'd ever see dragons out and about in the daytime near populated areas, and now there are some.
Can I roll insight at all to like see? Let's see how damaged are they, how bruised, etc. etc.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Alright, we should probably stick to main roads and stay slow.
I do agree with that sentiment.
Cool.
So no trumpet.
Trumpet?
I would recommend not.
The absolute shock and horror that Nick has on his face when he turns
Stuff
around.
to
and
tell.
sees
I
the
mean,
trumpet.
there are dragons in the sky.
Oh!
It's just a dragon.
Wait!
You have a trumpet?
As you guys travel, the day passes, thankfully very uneventfully. As you go through, the natural flower and grass of Magentia smells sweeter in the colder air. It's one of the nice things about design. It's very temperate in most of the parts of the world year round. So even though it's cold, life still blooms. As you are traveling up, within a few hours, you are starting to see the outline of Athens, one of the larger city-state kingdoms that exists in the world. Upon coming in, this is now much later in the afternoon, coming into evening, about 6 o'clock when you enter. Athens is a busy town. There are a lot of merchants coming through. You actually see Athens is a city of schooling. There are a lot of students here that travel back and forth. And it doesn't take long. So this is where, to kind of like understand the plan, it doesn't take long, especially for these rental horses that like know these paths, to find these stables here in Athens. Would you want to then like keep them at the stable, or like are you going to officially check them in to like say, okay, yep, we've paid our silver, we already basically paid our down payment silver of the day, so we're good, and then come back for them later? Or you can like put them here with like, oh, it'll be a silver a day to keep like renting them, but they're here checked out for you.
We might as well keep them, right?
You could, yeah.
I'm gonna say I probably don't think that we should bring unattended horses with us to Thebes. That might not be the best idea, so we're definitely gonna keep them here. But and then we can just rent new ones when we get back.
My good sir, a bit of haggling, perhaps.
Bad.
This human Athens dude who's running the
Another
stable.
horrified expression.
I hop off and I'm like, I prefer my Ferrari.
What?
Come again?
My Ferrari.
Haggling, yes, sir. You want to haggle for a horse you've rented?
That's not how that works.
Launchpad.
What do you propose?
How about 5 copper a day per horse?
Okay. Here's my offer.
Should probably bump it up.
1 silver a day
Take it. It's a good deal. Take it.
to keep your horses here until you need them.
Yes.
Yes.
Good deal, sir. The dude shakes his hand, not sure what has just transpired. All right. And you guys can keep them here. So
I'm gonna turn in my horse.
cool. So you officially turn. So basically, the horse for you launch, it'll just be like a silver a day that you pay to take your horse back.
I am
He's-
paying for this one.
I don't have any money.
We're turning in.
Both horses.
You don't have any money?
What?
Perfect. I'll just call in a favor later. It'll be fine.
You can
Oh,
officially
that's
turn in both
The
of these
world is
horses.
full
Then.
of kindness.
I'll pay for his silvers.
Okay. Yeah, it's just that like 1 a day will increase until you take the horse back. But if you like after 2 weeks don't come back for it, they just all right. Well, you don't owe anything because you never came back. But okay.
Right.
So from here, Thebes is going to be about a day and a half's walking journey. It's not hard to find. Unlike Magentia, which is much more packed,
I'm
Athens.
keeping Achilles with
Yes, of course.
And kid.
Achilles and Kid, of course, can stay. Finding a place to stay here, basically for food for the day, night, everything would just be a gold piece each a piece. There we go. Just for like food, shelter, just a quick inn or tavern. Nothing really matters here because it's like there's a lot of constant in and out. So if you want to do it, or if you want to try to find cheaper places like or more expensive, that's totally okay.
I don't really have a say. I mean,
We got paid to.
There is like a group sum. Yeah, there is that group money.
The group money.
What was the cheapest place?
The cheapest place, or like the kind of market price in Athens right now is food, bed, even like including stable prices, kind of that group sum. It's a gold piece to stay a full night, but like everything included. It's pretty nice places here. But there is the idea you could try to find stuff that's either nicer or worse on purpose to like maybe save money or spend more if you want to like really have fun. It is something. Sorry, I should point out, Marlin, you can totally pass as a pet fish.
yeah.
Where nothing would be paid for you, and Barbossa's gonna let you know he's just gonna stay outside, keep watch, so you won't need to pay him because what he would tell you is I have my own ways of eating. So he doesn't need to pay a gold to spend a night in an inn, if that makes sense. So it's really only 5 gold pieces for just anywhere in the city.
Yeah, I pull out the gold pack and I'm like, I shake it up and just anywhere works.
Yeah.
Cool.
Agreed.
Anyone need to go shopping?
Well, I mean, a new bag would be nice, but
There's a lot of rocks on the road.
I'm personally doing well, as I have all of the equipment I currently have requisitioned.
Perfect. I reach into my bag and I pull out 5 gold pieces and I hand it to you. I'm say, find us a good spot.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go shopping.
Can
Don't
we do it?
spend all the money.
Of course not. And I kind of toss it up in
I
the
kind
air.
of look at like
Can
I
Marlin.
go with.
You gonna go with me?
Yeah.
I look at Marlin and Mike like, don't let them spend all the money.
You going with
I give you a thumbs up and you end up with bardic inspiration.
Sick.
10 minutes.
Smart.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Because that's just how it
We're
works.
going armory.
Yeah, simple armory shops here. It's actually, wait, this Athens one. Let me check the notes. Ugh, need to consolidate these.
Do you not have shoes?
Mike was asking, he never wears shoes.
Launchpad,
Does he
you
wear
notice this.
clothes?
This is McDuck's Spring Up Mall, that new location in Athens, for all your adventuring needs. The McDucks have slowly been expanding in the world as of late.
Good for them.
Good for them. Good for them. Good, go them. But yeah, so you see, it is one of the Spring Ups where it's got like kind of basic adventuring stuff. So swords, armor, supply packs, food, just anything you would need. Upon entering, it's pretty busy. It's later in the evening, right? It's like 7-ish, right? Like after you have come into town. So not a lot of foot traffic in this little pop-up mall, but there is a lot of stuff. What are you looking for?
Rapier, breastplate, and crossbow.
Gotcha.
The guy you were talking to me about.
That
This
is.
McDuck character?
I used to drive him places.
You see the little Eric Cochran, like with an Eric Cochran in a top hat with a thumbs up next to it.
I'm also Nick is gonna take 2 opportunities here. He's gonna try and grab as many weapons or like miscellaneous things that he thinks he can sell.
Hold on there, friend.
You need anything?
Your name is Nick, right?
Yeah. Do you need anything?
Yes, I think it would be best for all of
He's a
us
bag,
if
right?
I came with you. I think Launchpad will be great on his own with Mike. I just don't think I trust someone with that much money.
Do you trust someone with claws holding your bag? And I reach out to it.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
All right. I grab onto Marvin. I'm like, all right, Finns, let's get out of here.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You fall. Launchpad, you're now left alone.
Come on.
You guys, I mean, it was them, and then you
And
followed.
then Mike just followed.
And I said, come on.
Right. And
So this
I
weird
jogged
little
up.
train procession.
So
through the
nothing
mall.
really happened.
So you're like,
There's
I'm gonna
nothing
sneak
else.
away and take these things, and he's like, nah. And I'm like, I'm not staying here by myself.
I don't want to be alone. Going through the mall, it's very easy to quick start getting prices. Breastplate would run you about 400 gold right now.
Yeah.
Crossbows are 25 gold pieces just for
Prices
like
have
crossbow.
gone up.
and rapiers are 25 also.
How much
Most
is
weapons
in the bag.
in the bag. You had 50 gold pieces from the king. Now 45 for.
platinum.
That's only 10.
You do have platinum, but it's 10. So right now you have like a group 55 gold pieces, so to speak.
Oh, we gave 5 to them.
They paid for
Yes,
the
yes,
room,
yes.
then
So
we
it would have
find
been 50
everybody.
plus 60, or plus another 10 for the platinum, but you gave the 5. So you have about 55 to spend right now.
Could I flavor like a better bag as like flavor armor as a better bag?
Yeah, let's look for it.
Get like a fish.
Go
Like
ahead, give me
ball,
investigation for something like that. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Lantern, like a crystal ball filled with water and magically put it inside.
Yeah.
What about studded leather?
I'm worried about it.
Yeah. So studded leather. Let me go back to the shops here.
So I got a 19.
A 19. That's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
In terms of studded leather, that's only like 45 gold pieces. For like a crystal, like an arcane focusy kind of like, but hollow.
Yeah.
Here's what you find. Sorry, I love these things. There's a wide variety. There's like a leather skin bag, but of course that is leather.
Yeah. See through it.
There are a couple bags. What you're finding is there's like a glass tank, but it would require like straps, like a backpack style, and that'd be harder for like, okay, but if I need to move on my own. For finding like a orb, though on a 19, you are able to find an arcane focus shop, and there is a 2-pound orb. It would run you 20 gold pieces, but it is see-through crystal, and it would bump your AC.
Oh, sick.
Nice. How much?
20 gold pieces for it.
We'll take the lot. I'm sorry. Was that too
afford
much?
one.
And then the rapier is 25, right?
Oh, yes, rapier and crossbow 25
And that
each.
would run us 45. And if I wanted shoes,
Shoes are not as expensive. To get like a pair of shoes that would fit, something like, hey, we'll cobble something together in the next half hour, it would only run you like 7-8 silver. Much better, so to speak, because it's like, oh yeah, we can make shoes.
I have a question. Where are the McDucks right now?
Last people have heard, the McDucks have been in Duckburg actually for some time. It sounded like Scrooge actually hasn't left in a couple years. Like after everything had gone down a couple years ago, he's been in Duckburg. He hasn't been adventuring in almost 2 years.
So what do you mean by everything has gone down?
Like they're dragons.
Not just the dragons. So like 2 years ago, there was like a quote unquote apocalypse where this woman Maleficent tried overrunning the world. Like there were hyena running around everywhere, Knoll, and there were even like packs of undead roaming, basically trying to like scare tactic the world into, I don't know, naming her queen, right? Trying to take over. It was big. A lot of cities kind of shut down because it was like, okay, we're all gonna like close off and in. No one really traveled. But even since then, McDuck hasn't left. Like he and his family have been in Duckburg for 2 years plus now.
And where is Duckburg in relation to Athens?
right there.
Duckburg is
right.
almost like a week's journey on horseback.
Okay.
Because it kind of like, this is more stretched. Keep in mind, in that like more spherical world, it's a ways out. Yes.
Question about the Darkwing Duck situation.
Yes.
So, what's his shtick? How's he doing?
For who?
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing. There. I forgot about a lot of this. Darkwing Duck. Specifically was in Duckburg for a time, but a couple months ago he headed off to maybe look for someplace else. No one has seen the Caped Crusader in some time. Fun fact, he canonically exists. Someone has played him as a PC. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Wow.
it was for a one shot, but like it's pretty funny. I'm like, oh yeah, like what did happen to Darkwing? Had to think about that. So yeah, so right now everything is running you 115 gold if you were to get both weapons, studded leather, and the sphere. Basically, going to give you a 12 plus dex. It's if you were to buy all.
I just need the rapier. I'll just grab the sword. I grab it. I say, can you buy your own shoes?
Yeah.
Gets like a handful of slugs. Will this cover it?
And I've acquired a little bit of gold.
You've gotten a little bit from job.
And the bowl, which is 45, which is what we have.
Total. If it's not too much trouble.
Of course. It's not like you're being protected constantly by the biggest man. If you need it, you need it.
So, can we go to a restaurant after this?
Do you have money?
No.
Okay, let's just get the things. And then
Let's eat. Lunchback, do you have money? No.
All right. We cash it out.
Cool. Mall salesman, it's kind of just one person running, but a lot of
Can
different
I
vendors.
clock this mall salesman? Does he seem to be like higher up?
This is like a half elf dude that's helping run stuff here, but checks in, solid rapier though, and again helping. This arcane focus is something that like it has like a little port, almost like a hamster ball, where you can undo a top. So something that can be filled in. Normally, like wizards would use it for like a potion on the road, but it's like that. Okay, if a fish needs to be there.
Yeah. So how much would it add to my AC?
So this is going to be, I'll tell you in 2 seconds. Yes, your 12 plus dex. So you would have an AC of 14 now instead of 12.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty good. I mean, going anything up is always great. And with the rapier, that's your classic 1d8 damage. And with your shoes, they're good shoes. Something that now Mike Wazowski has these like brownish leather, almost moccasin style. Because again, with jobs like these, we're like, hey, give us a half hour, we'll take your size. But they fit really well. Like even around like your 3 toes, like they move decent. So that all slips in pretty well.
Does this high elf look like he does drugs?
So this is a half elf.
Half-elf.
No, definitely looks very clean. This is a blue collar worker who just helps run money wise. He's that keep an eye on the stores, make sure there's no stealing, catch it. So he's not like huge, but it's that like definitely a cleaner dude. Phoebus and Esmeralda, you guys are able to find lodging for the night. What you find is, again, for these sums, gives you 5 rooms, with the idea of, Marlon just kind of being in a corner.
Somewhere.
As you go into what you're noticing, there's a lot of talk in these taverns. What you're hearing, of course, everyone's talking right now about the destruction of the temples.
yeah.
You are also hearing, everyone's talking about the dragons. You are starting to overhear some interesting stuff, though. As people are getting food in these taverns, as you're checking in, a lot of talk right now seems to be on contracts, in these Venatore hunting contracts. You are hearing that people are starting, in Athens, not so much, but a lot of cities are starting to put out bounties. But the thing is, you can't really call bounty when they're just dragons. And what you're hearing is apparently this is coming from Arthur. Like, oh yeah, Sovereign Regent said, like, hunt a dragon, like, you can get paid through the cities. Each city's got their own. And they're decent sums. Even for some of the smaller side, like wormlings, you could still make money if you can provide proof of death. So as you guys come in, you guys can head back. And so yes, Phoebus and Esmeralda, you guys learn the group cash is now out, having bought the rapier and crystal ball.
Don't we still have 10 left?
That was the platinum piece.
That was the platinum piece. which you still have a platinum piece, but that
The platinum piece.
it's not the platinum piece
I
anymore.
tried.
Well, effort is always
I can't.
appreciated. You can't control the others, I know.
He had the money. And then the selfish two
I
guys
didn't give the money to anyone. I never had
used the money for themselves. I had to buy my own shoes.
I'm so sorry.
But they're pretty good shoes.
Very nice shoes.
Well, as long as everyone is squared away with their equipment,
What
then we
equipment?
should be able to move forward.
As you guys can rest now, you have your rooms, you have food, you have supplies. You can set off the next morning for Thebes.
All right, before we go to sleep, I just wanted to ask, just talk around to people.
Yeah.
Could I make a
You want me to
Arcana
carry you?
check if there's anything else besides Captain Barbosa for any dark magic around?
Interesting. Go ahead and make an Arcana, yeah.
Okay.
Trying to look for dark energy. That's pretty fair.
17.
17. On a 17, there's not a lot of high magic here. This is a lot of, again, scholars or people coming into town for a symposium. But of course, right now, being the new year, people are traveling for holiday, and it's that, oh man, what do we do? You still are getting those weird vibes off of Barbosa as he stands outside the bar. What you do notice, though, is on a 17, there is every so often strange feelings that you're getting. They're not like your normal vibes of magic, but almost things that would be considered freaky. Like to a normal person where we're like, oh, the hair stood up on my neck. For you as a warlock, it's things aren't right with the world in this area. So what does that mean, though? As you're feeling these, though, nothing really comes. It does seem to fade eventually over time.
Is it like congregating more in a specific spot, or?
Nothing specific. This is why on a 17, this seems to be almost like in the air, and so you could even maybe wonder, is this like a world type thing going on? Is this something everyone's feeling, or am I feeling it, or is it because of the kind of creature I am? I'm this I can feel it, and so there's a lot though unknown. But it does start fading until eventually there comes a point in the night where you feel fine. There's nothing really going on.
Okay.
Would you be able to notice me?
No, actually. You're not. Yeah, there. Not much to pick off of this guy right now. It really is Barbosa and that stranger aura in the world.
So, at this point, I'm going to ask anyone here. Since Barbosa is outside, I can't really ask him because I can't really move.
Rolling a ball.
So I'm with Nick right now. I'm gonna ask, do you feel anything strange going on?
There's always strange things going on out here, and I'm talking to a fish right now, so yes.
But this is strange even for me.
What do you mean? Can I try to listen or do whatever I can to?
Sure, yeah. Give an Arcana check.
Okay.
Because right now this is
I got a fat one.
classic tavern. Nick, there's tons of people out. People are laughing, drinking. I mean, even though stuff is scary, there's still that revelry to be had. So you're not feeling much.
Athens is as normal as it gets. All right. If you're trying to find weird magic things, Athens is not the place to be.
I'll take your word for it. You know this place better than I.
Speaking of which, what's your deal, Fishman? Why can you do all the things that you do?
Well, I guess I've only told Launchpad this, but I guess all of you deserve a right to know at this point. So, I've maybe said it in passing, but
Are we all there?
Yeah, that's my question.
This is more tavern unless you want to go to your rooms, it's that natural like, hey, meals are provided at the bar, you know, that kind of vibe of that.
I'll be gorging myself. I will be
Yeah.
present for this
Oh.
conversation.
So like,
The
I've told
finest of
Launchpad
couscous.
yeah.
So, back when I had a family, I had my wife, I had my very many children. They were all brutally murdered by this barracuda, and I swore that I would never let anything happen to my one surviving son, and I couldn't keep that promise. They were taken by these divers, and the next thing I knew, they put my son on some altar, and he was just gone. I had to do anything and everything to get him back. So I went to that altar, pleading to get my son back. And wouldn't you know it, I heard a little voice going on in my head. And he told me that there were more things beyond the ocean, that everything has its own purpose. For a greater goal, he wanted me to at least explore around this place. Sure enough, I went to the bayou first and met my friend Launchpad here.
Right.
Interesting.
And the rest is history. But I do know that my son is out there. I've found him before. I can find him again.
So he is still alive.
At least I hope so. I have faith.
All of you kind of hit that note of like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Gotta have faith, I guess. Yeah, but,
Whew. A little heavy in here. I'd take a walk.
water? Waiter? We are actually going to cut. Something interesting is going to happen this night.
So we're cutting to us sleeping now, or?
This is going to be, I love these in this campaign, dream sequences.
Can I take a walk around town and see if
Oh,
I
yeah.
can snag anyone?
Go ahead, make me just that quick investigation. And
I was gonna say before I went.
Investigation or persuasion?
this investigate, because you're trying to find marks.
Okay,
Yeah.
11. Before I went to bed, I certainly just like knocked on each of the rooms, and I'm like, "Hey, do you guys have a closet?" And I like go into the closet and I open the door.
Phoebe says, right, you guys are like getting ready for bed.
Thanks. And then I
Have a
would
good night.
Sooner
You
or later,
see,
we're gonna have to ask.
Kid looks at you and blink.
What kid?
And just like bleats at the door from where Mike just left.
Oh, I thought you said kid.
Like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
kid.
Oh, no.
Kid.
Yeah, so before going to bed as well, Phoebus will, after taking off all the armor and stuff, just in his normal clothes, go down and bring an apple to Achilles. Make sure he's all squared away
I'll
for the
Achilles.
evening.
kid the scraps from the table.
Very appreciative, both of them. You see, your trusted companions are feeling greater.
Yay.
6 of you. On 11, not many marks tonight.
Okay.
A lot of people seem to have gone inside early, so not a lot of people are out looking for parties.
Okay.
We're going to start with Marlin.
Friends.
Marlin, you see dark ocean as currents push and pull you. You see the glowing yellow eyes of that barracuda licking its lips, biting every so often.
Can I do anything about this, or am I just watching?
This is a watching dream. You don't feel like your body is in control of itself.
Okay.
As your dream shifts, you do hear that familiar voice.
Nemo?
Are you afraid?
If I'm being honest, yes, I'm terrified. What can I do, Master?
Not to worry. Much will be revealed.
Okay, you've told me that for the last couple of months. I
You
kind of
hear
need something.
dark chuckle. Do not worry. Sooner than you think, I will give you
was my will, O Lord. For my son.
Ha 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 ha. Dark current pulls you as you are racked with terrible nightmares once more.
What a great character.
Phoebus,
Oh, no.
Truly.
you see Sumani in flames. You see that night. And as you are running, you see lightning striking Notre Dame. You see your great cathedral slowly but not in flame as it melds in glass and shape. And for half a second, you hear the dark, ancient language chanted that you heard long ago, that every so often plagues your dream. And as you hear this darker chant, the Latin forming, the cathedral seems to flatten. Now glassy obsidian as fire and lightning all out before you. In looking in the glass, you see pounding on the glass is Esmeralda. On the floor, as you get down, you see your hands both against this black obsidian mirror. As you pound, you watch white clawed hand grab her throat and pull back, and she is gone. You awake with a cold sweat. Esmeralda's still next to you in this room. Launchpad.
He's gonna like get a 20 or something, get a nice dream,
You're flying your airplane.
and eating donuts.
You see McDuck Mansion. And as you are watching, your eyes shift as you are like on the grounds maybe. You see the McDucks walking back inside, you're seeing it, and you see McDuck Manor. And off in the distance, the money bin. And as you watch strange spores seem to grow on this bin as plant-like tendril and fungi creep in and around. And as you see the entire bin, this grand structure of the city slowly sinking into the earth, you turn to look for the McDucks. You see Scrooge, eyes glazed purple, mushrooms appearing out of his mouth as he is sinking into the earth. No. And as you sit up, you smack your lip as the mushroom and rice dish still lingers in your mouth.
I need to brush.
Nick,
Can't tell if that was
Hey, what's
foreshadowing.
up?
you see yourself in the mirror. And you look, as you always do, perfectly normal. And as you hear those words spoken on that faithful night, the mirror cracks. You look down at your paws, you look at everything around you, and you hear a voice. A lower voice that sounds somewhat familiar, but you're not sure how. What have they done to you? Are they deserving of your help? Don't you feel you're meant for better? And as you look at yourself, everything seems to fade away, and your dreams continue as normal. Mike, you are standing in front of a door, and as you open, you see it leads home. As you step through, you're greeted with strange sight though. You see you're back on the floor. It's a work day is normal. But as you turn, you think you hear a noise. You see so many of the monsters in chains. and you see Soli bound in manacles. You watch as they march slowly. You hear laughter growing in the distance, because then as you look around wildly, you see your employer, your boss, Mr. Waternoose, standing on a plinth, jagged spike straight through him.
As if he's like impaled.
Fully impaled.
Dead.
And finally, Esmeralda, you are in Sumani. As you see yourself in Sumani, you are looking around at the streets. Everything is dark. There are no people out, which is strange. In Sumani, everyone's always awake. It's the city that never sleeps. Wind sweeps through, and you hear a voice. I have not forgotten you. I shall return and rebuild. My works are not yet finished, and they will be glorious. You awaken and feel a slight chill on your shoulder. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh no. Perception.
Perception.
That is a solid 8.
Solid 8. Phoebus, you would have awakened too. Sorry, Phoebus, you can make it as well. Sorry. You were supposed to both make this.
Perception.
Yes. Because you both awake around the same time. It's that natural. So
23.
Phoebus, your window is slightly ajar, and you don't remember if you closed it before you went to bed or not.
After making sure Esmeralda's still asleep and okay, he gets up and closes the window and he gets
Get
back
the
down
close.
to bed.
As well, you kind of like in that like I'm asleep, but just watching. Phoebus closes the window.
As Launchpad, I'm awake now, right?
Yeah.
Can I get up, candle in hand, and kind of just like walk around the halls?
He opens the closet. There's Mike Wazowski.
Launchpad, please go ahead and roll me a perception check. Thank you for the followers, of course. Sorry, checking chat now. Thank you. We got some followers.
Hey.
Did I wake up?
Mike, you did not wake up. Sorry, that's actually important. Your dream seems to be continuing.
Am I awake? You say perception?
Perception. Marlon, neither are you. So these three woke up. You three, your dreams have continued in different ways.
Man, what is this strength?
Launchpad, as you sit there, candle in hand,
Oh, yeah, a nightcap.
look, full like night. Hello?
Stripes with
Looks like
baby blue and
Scrooge.
white.
Baby, oh yeah, like full Scrooge from the show. You walk through, floorboard slightly creaking, but again, it's not loud, nothing that would awaken other tenants. Do you keep whistling?
Yes.
You hear, you hear, do 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 do.
Marvin? And I creep behind myself.
You see a figure disappear into shadow.
Oh.
Marvin! And I,
When I hear that,
Let me check. No, you do not.
No.
You,
Do we hear him shouting?
You hear someone shout Marvin from the hallway.
Phoebus will roll out of bed, grab his longsword, and go out into the
I
hallway.
assume that wakes me up as well.
You both go out. You
Yeah, I
see.
grab my rapier.
Launchpad?
You walk out. A door opens to your right. You see these two.
What? Speak words. The catch him.
I,
Just like,
Launchpad,
he's
we need you awake.
out. Oh, 1
he's
second.
full on snoring
Just
now.
lays him on the ground, gets some water out of the room, and what?
What do you mean?
You were shouting.
Should I make any kind of check to remember?
Yes, please, actually. Make a history check. Make a history check. I love that.
Oh no.
That's hilarious.
That's pretty good.
A solid 3.
A solid 3. Oh, you love the solid 3s.
No, it was a 4, but I have a -1.
Launchpad, something spooked you. You're pretty sure something happened, but no, everything's cool now.
What happened?
I still need to wake up.
And goes back to.
Hi.
I sort of help you to your feet.
I take that hand as I'm rubbing water off my face.
Alright, well, let's get you back to bed then.
Thanks.
Still sword in hand, sort of
Do you
just
want me
looking
to
at.
come with you or stay here?
Go ahead and take him back. I'm gonna look around. The
Alright.
window was open. And then Phoebus is going to go off.
Go ahead and make an investigation
I'll
check.
take him back to his room.
Investigation!
Should we make any check on the way back or anything?
Split the party!
You don't, because here's what's gonna happen.
Hi.
You guys, it's easy enough because the rooms are close. This
14.
is like going around. Phoebus, you walk down. It's enough peeking down the stairs into the tavern. No one's awake. Looking around, you are listening, hearing. There doesn't seem to be any noise. You help Launchpad back into his room.
Yeah, I assume he's on the table or something.
Marlin is asleep in the crystal ball thing.
Oh my gosh, he's upside down!
Slowly turn. Rolls the ball. Marlin stays the same gyroscopically. As you enter in, Esmeralda, you feel cold air on the back of your neck.
I turn around really quick.
You turn around, nothing is there.
Do I don't feel this?
You don't feel this, Launchpad. As Phoebus, you look around. Your instincts here on a 14, you check the hallways quick. There's not much. You take a look outside. You see Barbosa is kind of off to an alleyway. Kind of just gives you a polite nod as he, maybe keeping watch.
Yeah.
You're not really sure what he's doing. But
But he's out there and he's good. Okay.
he's
That
good.
makes me feel a bit better.
As you come back in, you head back to your room in terms of investigation. Looking at the windowsill, on this 23 perception, you open the window, and as the wind just barely carries it away, the definitive smell of incense, holy incense, briefly there as it disappears. But that very definite burn, now gone.
Just looks outside.
Esmeralda and Launchpad, and Marlin, this will be at disadvantage for you. I need the three of you to please roll me perception checks.
Oh, bye. Okay. Not using that one, I guess. That is 15.
15.
A total of 10.
10. Okay.
Wow, 2 14s.
2 14. That's pretty good.
What is
As
disadvantage?
you guys are in this room, Launchpad, you're kind of sitting down in bed, Esmeralda. You
I'm
looked around.
watching the door very closely.
You watched the door. And do not notice what happens behind you.
Oh no.
Marlin, on your 14, as you stir asleep, you see a dark, shadowy hand, that ominous presence that you felt before, now much more amplified in this room, as you see something dark and shadowy snip a bit of Esmeralda's hair, and the hair disappears.
Could I contest that? Throw a tentacle out.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I know who this is.
What would that be? Dex?
There's going to be a dex, yes.
I don't like it.
You got this.
Advantage, because I was the only one that noticed this thing beforehand.
Sure. Yeah, no. Well, because I'll say it's like, because you had pretty close in that like percent, but it's looking at the door versus something that was already behind you.
Because she was coming
You're
in,
flanking
Yes.
and in her brain.
I'm
that's like,
flanking it. I'm behind it.
You're flank. This will be a dex, yes, but this will be.
I'm flanking, and then we suddenly the
Let's
table's
do
not in the
this.
corner, but
Try one
behind
more
me.
time. So, here's what happens. I see this snip the hair, and I'm like, oh no, you don't!
Nice.
What?
Oh,
Do you hit me?
So I rolled a nat 1 first time, and then I rolled a 2.
As Esmeralda. Tentacle grabs your shoulder. Instinctive scream. You flicker around. The hair has disappeared. You hear. Phoebus. You hear that scream from Esmeralda.
Just burst out into the hallway.
Boom! In looking down, you see Launchpad's door slightly ajar as you guys had just entered in. In this room, you feel the temperature has now dropped almost like 10 degrees. Like that is a definite chill that has now entered.
God, good thing I'm resistant to that.
Launchpad,
Calm
you
down, fellas.
Blanky's tighter, like woo, like, cold.
Marlon starts having frost on his thing. He's like, ah!
You guys are hearing the subtlest of breathing in this room.
As I come out of the room this time, I'm also slinking up my shield.
Now,
You-
can I do an Arcana check?
Yes, you can. Is there anything else any of you want to do in here?
I
So, I mean, you
Not
two.
me.
Your sleep
I
was very
stand
deep,
up.
apparently, for your dreams. I wasn't expecting that.
I stand up and I rage, but not like actual anger or anything. Just kind of like
out of
Launch
pure
pad.
confusion of the unknown.
You're just like, ah!
It goes into
I
the zone.
definitely, I have my rapier in one hand, and I think I'll pull out a
Sam
dagger in the other.
Defiance.
So I got a
She's
dirty
definitely
20.
grabbed her utility belt, walking out. All
Yes,
gear
yeah,
as much
this
as
is
she can.
something weird's going on.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty
Sick.
20. Here's what I need real quick. On a dirty 20, Marlin, magic is being cast right now. You get these waves of like what seems strange at first, but now seem much more prominent because some spell might be taking effect.
What kind of magic?
This is a dark, necrotic, damaging magic. I will need. Yes, I need all of you actually. Please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Wait, me too.
Ooh,
No, not you two yet.
not me.
Not
No,
us.
not this.
Oh.
Just we're sleeping.
Wisdom.
In my brain, I saw it. Never mind.
You're good.
sleeping.
That's a 14.
A 14. And yes, these are saving throws.
14.
14.
So, 7.
7.
7.
I need to know, for the four of you, what are you thinking right now?
Oh wow.
What do? Okay, so far I've heard a voice in a dream, and he hasn't spoken since then. No, but I have felt someone breathing on my neck.
Something, yeah.
That's a very familiar feeling.
Very
Yeah.
terrifying, yeah.
Do I recognize it as freaking what's his bucket? I visibly shaking actively, just back against a wall, very scared.
Do I, with any of the candlelight or like torchlight or whatever that's like.
Launchpad has a candle, and
Anything
I'll say
any light in
maybe
the hallway?
there's like enough because there's always like safety, just for safety, like small little gas lamps,
Okay.
but still long shadows in the room. It's still very
See the
dark.
emergency exit sign on the hallway.
Yeah.
So I'm still like in the doorway kind of.
You are
right?
still definitely in the doorway. Here's what I need to. But yes,
Yeah,
what
as I'm thinking.
what is your surface level or maybe deeper thoughts?
Something's here, and I'm going to stab it.
So, right now, I'm thinking I just woke up from this dream where my master told me that in time sooner than later. I just barely woke up, saw this thing grasp her shoulder. I tried my very best, but to no avail. And now I'm sensing this great dark magic. Now I'm just thinking, no, not again. This is just dark magic again. They're gonna take them away. I can't stop them like I did last time. And I'm just freaking out. You know, like Marlon would.
Yeah. Swimming frantically in a circle.
There's just bubbles everywhere.
Bubbles. Launchpad, what are you thinking?
I got a candle in one hand.
Zoinks.
Zoinks.
Pure.
Ghosts. Like there's gotta be a ghost or something here.
Yeah, like it's very flat. But just, zoinks, there's a ghost. I love that. Yes.
Scanning the room, sword in hand, from any of the light or shadows they're giving off, do I see any sort of ethereal sort of shape at all in this darkness?
You don't. Marlon, you do.
Oh, wait. What do I see?
You've got some insane sight there, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Here's what you see. I'll describe what you see and what you hear. Marlon. Black robe billowing off of a skeletal frame. Flesh barely covering taut skin and head. Hair simply down in grayish cut monk fashion. You see a ghostly man. One ethereal and yet still very real. As he holds a lock of hair and smell, you see he looks at you. You see teeth pull back, gum and bloody grin. What do you fear? All of you hear this. What do you seek?
Can I make the jump action and hit my head on the ceiling?
Boom! That's a noise. Nick, you slightly stir as something bumps, and you kind of sit up in your bed. Like, something just kind of bumped.
Was I sleeping alone?
Yes.
No, you were sleeping with Mike in the same bed.
Mike.
Oh,
Holding Mike like a teddy bear pillow.
Are you in the closet in my room?
No.
Oh,
I have
man.
No,
my
yeah,
be
most
hilarious.
everyone got their own room. You guys have like a room that you could share, and
I think it
obviously
would be
just
funny if you were
involved.
just in his closet, like.
This is a lot, but you're not sure though. This is just enough that it did rouse you out of sleep, where it just, something bumped. Like, oh man, like, and as a thief, just great. Like, is this a hit? Is this? But you're not sure
exactly.
until other noises made. The rest of you hear
I'm gonna
in this.
grab my weapon and like just listen.
Yeah,
With ears
this
perked.
voice continuing. Just, what do you fear?
Do I recognize it?
What do you?
Can I hear where it's coming from?
Not right now.
Oh, okay.
There is something going on that prevents that like perfect like where it's more like it feels like almost behind you and yet in front of you. It's still very ethereal.
Yeah.
You're hearing it though, Marlon, or seeing it too, coming from this figure.
Do I recognize it? Okay.
As he turned, one with nothing. You see, he's looking at Launchpad. One that will be mine. One I will kill. You.
There's something here.
He is
Where?
probing deeper into your mind. Please make me an intelligence saving throw.
Marlon, where?
Do I hear that?
I'm shouting. at
This
the
is
guy.
you hear Marlon where you don't hear though the whispering.
How many
Alright,
seconds
that's
have passed
cool.
in terms for?
But you do then hear Marlon where. This has been like maybe a minute.
So
this
my
is-
rage is already over.
This is the rage kind of subside because again nothing is happening. This is
Can
just
I
voices.
sprint down?
You start sprinting.
I got a 22.
Oh yeah!
No.
Oh
No.
Does him
Something-
shouting rouse me?
yes, this
Yeah.
definitely you are now roused with the shouting.
I am not going to lose them again.
You see as something presses deep against your mind. Very well.
Can I roll flavored see if she's scared or if she's in her right mind right now.
Yes, please go for it.
Okay.
Because these are voices you're both
Yeah.
That
terrifying.
is a natural 1.
Marlon, where? It's
I'm
off.
just terrible.
It's
Where
not.
is it in relation to them and me?
It has now slowly
Frightened.
floated to the center of the room.
It's in the center of the room.
I strike.
You strike. Go ahead, roll the hit with disadvantage.
Yep.
Ready,
no,
action.
no. I'll say you gave him basically that help of knowing where. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Roll flat. Roll flat.
Can I say that throughout the entire battle, I have to keep rolling until I get high enough to actually do something? I would say
Yes,
she's
this
in a
is actually
frightened-
we'll do that at the
Saw
beginning of
that
your turn. It is a
Yeah.
frightened thing right now. I love it. Yes.
Could I ready action get some tentacles?
Yes, you can.
13.
13 misses.
Oh,
I need everyone then to roll initiative, please, as you're running down hard.
that's a natural 20.
That's
Yes.
That is
First
not a
natural
natural
1,
20.
and then a natural 20.
Welcome to
For a total of 23.
I was on a 20, and then it flipped over to a 2.
Oh, that's nice.
This dice was rolling so
Just
well
roll
for
that.
roleplay, and then it's
25.
It's my God,
Nick, what'd you get?
5.
5. Phoebus, what were you?
6.
6. Esmeralda got yours with that
My
nat 20.
total 23.
23. It's really good. Launchpad.
Good.
10.
hey, we're 10.
Mike.
We're the same initiative again.
What the heck?
Yo.
Waiting for some load.
You're good. What'd you get, Mark?
12.
10. Same.
12 and 10. Hey, good stuff. And Marlon. And that makes.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
That's
That was not
rough.
what I was allowed to choose when I leveled up before,
Esmeralda, you are first to act as this is all happening.
there's no mid
Like,
change.
Marlon's tentacles are starting to appear. You see Phoebus lunges out, slicing the. Please make me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
I think that's about
Because I didn't see it in here.
That is
I
the
didn't see
13.
it right there
13.
in additional senses.
You're not scared. It's not like you're running away, but it is
So I
still
was like,
very
hey.
solid. Something is whispering around you as you just hear. Why here? Why now? Much to be discovered. As you hear this voice circling around you, I will say this: you have movement right now. Maybe not like full actions, but you still have movement. Is there anything you would want to do?
I want to move closer probably to Phoebus if I can.
You move in, kind of that like, almost because I'd say you guys are probably. It's that like you're not against his back, but close to it. In that like it's
Yeah.
close,
Defensive.
very defensive. As you do this, this is going to be Phoebus an
It's my
intelligence
an intelligence save.
an intelligence saving throw.
I will say, now that I am within 10 feet, I'm assuming of this figure, I have blind sight at 10 feet from fighting
You
style.
do have blind sight. Ooh.
Only 10 feet range though.
On at 10 feet though, something is very close in front of you.
It doesn't like blind sight doesn't let you see. It's not
Yeah.
true sight, but it
It's that very like it. Well, like
it
things
basically
tough, right?
it's
Like the
negates
vibration thing.
disadvantage, but-
You're like something is here. No, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
Okay. Intelligence save 15.
You feel your mind being probed.
Ouch.
Something.
No.
You see the most recent events first. You are seeing traveling. You are seeing Arthur. You are seeing the fight. Your mind latches into this figure, facility of this fight, of all these very recent events. You hear that initial just, and the prodigal son returns. You feel it go deeper. These last 2 years flashing in and out, everything. That yikes. Here's what's gonna happen. As this happens, as this probes in, you please make me.
Oh, crap.
Let me see what this needs to be. Ooh. No, it just happens. Sorry, I didn't realize it.
Okay.
You feel yourself become stunned
Ow.
as you see a flash of eyes in yours. You see sight for half a second, feel your body seize.
Permission to make a disadvantaged perception check to notice his reaction or anything like that?
Yes, please. Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
As this immediate. Marlon, you feel that powerful spell. All of you kind of
Disadvantaged, huh?
at disadvantage.
So one of them's a crit, the other is a whopping total of. Sorry, I just gotta add proficiency bonus. 7.
7.
Wow.
Phoebus is looking scared. And he's not moving. You see Esmeralda's got him. You see all these as you all hear that. Excellence.
Could I make some kind of Arcana history check to see its weakness?
On your turn, yes, I think that'd be perfect. I'll actually say, Mike, that makes your turn. So, Mike, you've woken up. You are hearing yelling and stuff coming from that room launch pad, was it? And so on your movement, 30 feet, sorry. Easy enough if you want to use your movement to get to the room. Easy. Entering it, yeah, you see Phoebus is standing there. Everyone's like looking around. You see.
Who can I get to?
On the 30 feet, closest in, you actually can get to Nick, who would have just entered as well. So like you're both like right in the doorway.
Oh,
first.
I got in.
Yes, because that was again happening before
Is
the
he
initiative.
I'm just
next
like
to
at the
anyone
door
else?
observing.
Is he next to anybody else?
Right now, no. He's just there. Into the room, you'd be about 5 feet away, so you could kind of make it to Phoebus if you were to like finish up the movement getting in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I kind of want to do quicken spell and then hit, or twin spell and hit 2 people with light.
Oh, that's good.
Because
Okay.
I don't know what's going on, and
That's
I'm
valid.
running into a dark
That's valid.
room and I can't really see
That's
anything.
good.
So I'm just like, oh.
2 objects. Okay, what are you grabbing? Just
Because like I feel like running
Grab
in.
my fishbowl.
I kind of know
That would be
fear
blinded.
tactics, so
Ow.
there's
Yeah.
gotta be something.
this
in
is.
here.
Oh, you're
Everybody-
seeing like
Everybody's
classic.
freaking out, so I'm just like, oh, somebody's hiding.
This is a classic poltergeist and peak, right? Something is like invisible and moving, like fear tactics. You see this, so boom, you're about to cast light.
On 2 thieves.
What do you want me to do again?
Are you casting on objects, or what are you trying to grab for? Because you can grab Phoebus. He's in that, and there
Have
is
I
that kind of
moved, or
range.
is this before initiative?
This you have moved. Yes, this is my
So-
coming in
So-
now.
He has a shield, right?
Yes.
So I was probably just gonna like slap his shield and then just like him just right in the chest.
Who?
Nick.
So you grab Nick. You feel your entire like holy light off of this
Well,
like
now you
fox
can't
person.
hide.
No!
20 light and shield boom 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 casting this light.
Would like the light hitting my peripheral sort of shock me out of stun at all? Or invoke a save?
This is a con save on your turn.
Esmeralda, you have
I love
bardic
stun.
inspiration.
You still have a bardic.
That's
I
right,
will
I
say.
had it.
What can I do with that? It's been
you
a hot
get-
minute.
You can add a
D6.
6,
And then
right?
I kind of just.
You give him the bing. The light. Something is invisible in this room, in some sense, and is now casting a shadow against the wall. You see the shadow of what Marlon you can see very clearly, being this close. On the opposite side of all this, a shadow of a skeletal man in darkish robes standing there. This light, Marlon, you see as Mike casts this man puts his hand up. Just enough has been gained. I shall commence the holiness. You see, he is taking that legendary action.
Stupid
What?
Son of a gun.
Vroom, as vroom, 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 disappears out of the room. Everyone is out of initiative.
Could I see where he went?
Please make me a Constitution
If I
saving throw.
wasn't stunned, I could've
This
sent
looked
him
like
to
a
the-
magical, like you see this,
Oh.
a very much a teleportation of like body, so like folding of space and disappearing.
Could I throw my tentacle, have him like cut off my tentacle, so he takes a part of me with him?
It's kind of like a Dobby situation.
Marlon, as you are next in the initiative, I'm gonna allow this.
Okay.
This is gonna be Box of Doom because that's huge. If this,
Box of Doom.
if
Oh
this,
my gosh, it
it's
is.
a Box of Doom. If this works, that's huge.
Okay.
Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna roll. This is going to be, I feel like it's a spellcasting thing.
Yeah.
Because it is so you can add your spellcasting modifiers in that sense of because you're like it's not even an attack. You're just trying to get it to him as he teleports.
Okay.
Here's what we're gonna need. Oh, but let me pull up. You gotta have the Box of Doom music for a Box of Doom.
The story dice.
Here's what I'll tell you. It is a DC 20.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
it's-
it's the same.
It's the same. I love this music. DC 20 to successfully hit. If this hits, that's going to be wild.
Okay.
Please go ahead and roll for me.
Here, champ.
In the box
So
of
it's
Doom.
plus my spell modifier.
This is plus your spell modifier. And
Relax
so
and
you've
get
got, I
warmed
think, a
up.
plus 6 to your spell modifier right now.
It's only plus. Oh wait, it's plus 4 for the spell attack, plus 2 for the modifier.
Plus modifier. So yeah, 6 to so.
6.
So you just need a 14 or higher.
Okay. Could this be with advantage or just flat roll?
This is a flat advantage and disadvantage of like the invisibility, the teleport kind of cancel it all out.
Okay.
Here we go.
So right here, you guys see within my bowl, my tattoos upon my scarred orange and white body emanate a bright, glowing purple. My eyes glow. They kind of roll back up into my head. My eyes turn bloodshot, and I close out my hand and I slowly raise my fin, and one tentacle shoots out right into his robes as he's folding into himself. And here I go.
What did the story dice do?
As the tentacle flicks out as fast as you can, folding in the tentacle, reaching out, grasping at the thing that just disappeared. On a 2 plus, on an 8 you do not succeed.
My grade was a 19.
Con save on a 19, that succeeds. You break out of this stun.
Would bardic inspiration have worked on that?
To add to it, yes, but it wouldn't have been enough with that roll.
Am I
It was
still...
DC
Well-
20 max of rolling your 6.
Well, I rolled a 2 plus that 6.
Yes,
With
so
8 plus
8,
6 is 14.
14
That's
at
not
most.
20.
Wouldn't have made it. Yeah.
You're right.
Now, if you were blessed, on the other hand, and had heroism,
Yeah. If
you
you're
could have, if
vamping
you
a
maxed
bunch,
everything else out, gotten it.
boom,
Yeah.
barely out. The night fades back into that cool blue.
Oh,
Is he gone?
He's gone. I couldn't get him in time.
I could have sentinels.
I know.
I ran outside to Barbosa.
You run out. Barbosa kind of looks just what?
Where you at? Where were you at?
Watching.
Well, you missed a ghost that came in. I thought you were magic.
What do you want me to do against the ghost?
he is one. Technically.
Can I see him like in like a skeleton form?
He's in the shadow, right? He's not in the moonlight, so he looks pretty.
Stand out into the moon, will you?
Oh, because of the whole.
Cause yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. What do you want me to do?
It probably could have killed us in our sleep or something.
Watch closer for ghosts next time. Do you see how this sounds? All of you are sitting here. This
Alright, I'm
has just
sorry.
occurred. I will say the night. It's hard to get back to sleep after this. Obviously, it's just after.
Definitely.
Oh,
After, especially for some of you.
as after the battle ends, I kind of want to use a spell that I took last time because
Ooh.
of her fire fear. I go up and I'm like, it'll be okay, and I cast what's it called? Calm emotions.
Oh.
Oh,
You-
and
It's okay.
each humanoid in sorry.
Not me. Sorry.
Pat. Yeah. So
In
you're
a
fine.
20-foot radius sphere centered on the point, which is able to, well, can fail the save to
Right.
have their emotions suppressed.
I would probably trust him enough to automatically just
Take it. You feel huge sense of calm, just as whatever has happened is gone. I will say though, Esmeralda, you reach up, a part of your hair is now missing. As you feel that, all of you though, in feeling that calm motion, Marlene, you're very freaked out though, as just barely missing.
I'm sorry, Phoebus. I wasn't able to do it.
No, I'm sorry. I let the magic get into my head.
He got away. I don't know what that thing was, but letting him go was a big
Up
mistake.
until recently, one Judge Claude Frollo of Sumani City.
The last high priest of Zeus to reign there.
Did someone
What
cut my
happened to
hair?
him? Did he also commune with
He
the dark
turned to
arts?
lichdom and was defeated by members of the Council of Princess.
From what I've heard from my master, Lichdom is very powerful.
Powerful magic.
Did someone cut my hair as a joke?
I don't think that was no joke.
What do you mean, bud?
I saw that thing. That Frollo person
Who
character.
picked you up, by the way?
This was from the table, right?
This is from the table. You've
Oh,
been
you
at a
showed
good
me
vantage
mine.
point, just like
Yeah.
sitting in your ball.
He took some scissors, took a lock of your hair. For better or for worse, I don't know what that meant.
Well, at least you didn't take any of my hair. I go back in my room.
You go back to your room.
Can I? I don't want to.
Honestly,
Just
no,
You
come
have
back
one.
here. Something terrible has happened. This is serious, and all you can think about is yourself.
I come back. I'm like, I wouldn't have been in this position if I wasn't working with you guys. So I'm gonna try and get 8 hours.
Solid.
I sort of
Gotta get those 8.
Gotta get those 8.
I'm watching Unsleeping City right now.
Gotta get those 8.
I'm assuming that I took Kid within me, like I snuck him into the.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Kid's been terrified. Like he is in your guys' room still hiding. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring him down to Launchpad.
Would we all like to stay in this room tonight, other than him? I guess.
It's okay, Launchpad.
Big old slumpy.
Yeah,
My tentacle gives him a reassuring.
Okay. Can I have Kid kind of just start licking Launchpad and
Yeah.
calm him
Launchpad
down?
kind of ticklish on the fingers, where it's like,
I will. I will go up to my room and I will get my armor and stuff and start putting it on.
Grab
I'm deciding
mine.
I'm going to sleep in it.
Grab mine.
All right.
You armored up
And
Oh, I'd probably go with him so that he's not.
in groups. Smart.
Yeah. Buddy system.
Cool. With the exception of Nick, do you guys then want to sleep in a pattern, basically? You know, just like take watches.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys can definitely take that watch. I'll say this: through the watch, nothing happens through the night. Being able, Launchpad Kid eventually like cuddles up on your arm, and this is like a really warm goat. Like it's kind of that like fun little hole. And Nick, you sleep in your own room soundly.
I'm like, I spend like 1 or 2 hours just in an anxiety-ridden sweat.
Oh yeah.
Of like, it's more like, it's not about that. It's more about how I handled that. I was like, I didn't do anything. Why did I say that? I'm a terrible person. They hate me, kind of thing.
Dang it, they don't like me anymore. No.
Yes.
As you all head through the night, the dawn does break, bringing with it soft golden light. I'll say with, you know, the bit of time difference between not only just, you know, keeping watches versus also staying up naturally, you guys all wake up around that same time, though, around that 8:39, where it's just 8:39. You know, in fantasy worlds, we have good sleep schedules, apparently. Feels good, right? Feels good.
For once in my life.
As you guys, though, wake up, the warmth of the sun, again, even on this cooler winter, feels good. You are able to pack up. Nothing else happened through the night. Barbosa kept visual, like Phoebus, you would have even seen Barbosa now like patrolling around, not just in one spot. But through the night, through everything, nothing else had happened besides what happened in your dreams and in that room. As you all get ready, it is the day and a half travel to Thebes from here. So if you want, you could try stopping on the road, or it's that push forward and you would arrive very, very late to the city of Thebes. Is there a preference to anyone? Would it be that, like, yes, let's stop and camp and arrive in the morning? or in the afternoon, or would you rather just like, nah, let's just push through the night, like if we're all away, just helping each other, and we get there just in one trip?
I would
I say let's
prefer to get
push.
as far away from this place as possible.
I would
Look
first
at
stay awake all night.
I don't want to risk fighting dragons in the middle of the night.
So,
Well, let's
So-
move to the next populated area.
Lots of push. You guys push through. Yes.
Can I do one thing?
Yes.
I would like to pull him aside and tell him everything about my dream and about hearing the voice originally and feeling
Gotcha.
someone put their hand on my shoulder.
I will relate my entire dream to her as well.
See that.
Why is he back?
I don't know. But now that he is back, maybe I can be the one to kill him this time.
I'm gonna talk to Launchpad. Launchpad, did you have any strange dreams last night?
Only something because I could taste mushrooms in my mouth all the time.
What about a sock?
Well, I guess that's something.
I did dream about home. I remember that.
Was any of your friends or family there?
Yeah, the whole shebang.
Do you know if
Shebang.
there was a magical being with there, that could have been some kind of prophecy? Do you know what happened to them? Were they okay?
Do I remember this?
Bits and pieces. I'd say just your discretion. Dreams are very weird.
A big mushroom showed up. I think that has something to do with you and I.
A big mushroom showed up. Hey, could I ride with someone else?
Well, I mean,
Pass the crystal ball.
sure.
Yeah.
I can hold him.
Mike, you grab it, sure, yes. Nice. Grabs slushes.
Maybe let's not throw the fish around, please.
No, it's fine. He does that to me all the time.
That's not safe.
Day
Now that you're in a
turns
crystal
to night,
ball.
and night
Used to be
presses
secret in fact.
onward.
Yes.
The soft, almost purplish glow. Again, the Magentian skyline around these parts has that bluish violet to it as you are all out in the night sky. Very calm nights. Much different than, of course, that last night's adventure. Yes.
Oh, I'm just holding.
Oh, you're good. Hold it.
Crystal ball.
Use the magic
Fushi.
Yes!
And Marlon just gyroscopically this same. As you all travel into Thebes, eventually you see the skyline against the stars in the sky. Walking in this.
Before going in, I'm gonna
yes.
try and grab Phoebus and Esmeralda. I'm gonna say, don't try to enforce anything.
I am well out of my jurisdiction,
What do you mean by enforce?
and she doesn't like to help me with the law.
What?
Cool.
That's not true. I do that all the time.
As you all enter in with this word of warning, on horseback, you enter. People are still up and about. Again, thieves and their timelines, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you guys enter into the city, what you see first is not tall buildings, but again, a lot of low-lying buildings with a lot of canopy and alleyway. Literally, this place was built for dark alleys. And as you enter in, you are seeing a lot of people congregating around billboards, around persons with sacks of money. Nikki knows, work call, right? It's a job call, right? Like, grab a wanted poster of yourself and,
Right.
or hey, I'll take a job from this dude. It's a work thing.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely take my coin purse and shove it down my throat.
Yeah, like that.
Definitely
Put
still
in the
on
sock
Achilles.
and the shirt, putting in, yeah, like
Yeah.
I am
I'm on Achilles.
oblivious.
these are really interesting looking people. You are seeing goblin, orc, elf, gnome, dwarf. This is even more diverse than Magentia. You are seeing such a variety. There are genasi here. There are animal loxodon. There are
talking cars.
there are no talking cars, as that is something that happens in the future of this world. Far future.
Hear it!
Okay.
This,
Gotcha.
I have made a contingency. But upon entering,
This is a question
I
that's asked
need everyone to roll me a perception check.
Let's do this one.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
Oh, that's
That actually makes a lot of sense. I'm glad that.
Yeah, you got it.
That's
Yeah, good nat 20. Good nat
solid 8 again.
solid.
17.
17.
Booting up my character again.
You're
sorry.
good. You're good. This is probably one of the last rolls, and you'll see why. 19.
8 also.
Who? So who got a 19 or higher? I think just Mike and
Oh,
Nick.
do you need my total?
Total's fine. I'm not 20. You passed it.
I got a 17.
17. You two notice, upon entering in, a decently sized group of thieves are walking up towards you, kind of from a diagonal.
It's not good.
You see coming up, and you see one of them has reached under a cloak and pulled out a parchment that you see immediately they're looking at, showing their group. And you two watch as one of these others reaches up, pulls out a blow dart towards you all. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
What? Did anyone get hit?
Not another tranquilizer.
I still have that one.
You still have that one, yes. We will start next session on that. Thank you all. Thank you for watching.
Dang it, we don't have a month
Thank
to
you
throw at this.
for those that followed. Again, if we get high enough, we've got that surprise. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Woo!